All right, good Tuesday morning. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas. We just came off our Facebook Live, and now we're going to bring you up to date. This is the all streaming show, which we start each day here at 8:30 in the morning overall. So we start this each day at 8:30, and we're going to bring you up to date on the alert day in a moment. So right now, our alert day is in for Wednesday afternoon, and in the comments section, I'll get back and look at these in a moment. But this is our only alert day right now. It concerns Wednesday afternoon. I want to emphasize all threats are available. It does include a damaging wind and a tornado threat. I'll bring these graphics full in a moment. For today, I'm encouraged. The overall severe weather threats have been lowered just a bit, along with that flooding risk as well. And I'm going to show you what the latest is from the Storm Prediction Center. First of all, let's take a look at this date in history. Arden Gregory is going to have more in our noon program. But as you go back in history on this date, I wanted to show you that we've had 37.99 in 1950, our all-time record to this date of the year for precipitation. At 37, we've had 33.71, and contrast that with the lowest leading all the way up through the first half of the year, less than 11 in 1902. So, of course, we know, and we've had overall 9 to 10 inches more than when we had last year. The storm threats are out in Kansas. That's where the severe weather is, back through Oklahoma. If you're doing any traveling, our regional connections, we're kind of in between zones for severe weather. Dallas-Fort Worth is all right at this hour. But this is concerning today. And then as we take a look at the threat markers, they have been lowered a bit. It does include a flooding threat, but we're not at risk. This is encouraging for any severe thunderstorms, but we could run into a rogue of flash flood warning, but the flood watches have been dropped. Now concerning tomorrow, and we talked about this yesterday on the stream, we've been upgraded to a level 3 threat for severe thunderstorms, generally from Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Through the Wednesday morning commute, we're fine, even at lunch hour, but I'm going to show you a couple of the computer models that we're looking at that we didn't have time to get to on 14 News Sunrise. So that's the nice thing about this stream, and I'll bring that up to you. So you got friends, I talked to someone that's coming in from northern Indiana, from Fort Wayne tomorrow, said the best thing to do is get on the road early. If you can get your travel done tomorrow early in the day, much better than the afternoon and evening. Threats, they're all there, includes a tornado threat. Now the 2 to 5% probability, a little higher threat from southwest Indiana and southern Illinois, 25 miles from where you're standing. That's the probability. So that's a good tornado risk, large hail within that. I'll take this full, and does include a damaging wind threat, which is our primary threat marker. Now on Doppler radar, we'll do a little nowcasting here. Nothing on Doppler. We had some spotty showers. We have some up through about Tennyson and Moore County, back through about Tell City. Here's a wide view overall as we'll take this full. The storms where they're going right now, the severe weather's out south of Wichita, Kansas, where they have a warning there, and then they've had them down through Tulsa. But this will stay up to our west. On the visible satellite, we still have a lot of clouds, but we'll see a little breakout sunshine as we go into the afternoon hours. There is a wider view. So generally, as I mentioned, we're trending drier. Temperatures haven't moved at all this morning with the low clouds. We'll take a look at the cloud layers. The clouds are down to about 500 to 600 feet. That's it. Now, as you plan your day out, maybe you're trying to get to the pool, wherever you're going, a little bit of sunshine into the afternoon, but not a whole lot here early in the day. Here's the latest guidance. I'm going to take this full, and we're going to go hour by hour. So I'm going to move this along, not showing a whole lot. A few storms as we go into the afternoon. This takes us through tonight, up to 8, 9 o'clock. So you have a ball game tonight. Chances are it's going to go on as scheduled. Wednesday, we're fine during the morning commute. Now the arrows I've increased a bit, so it will be breezy. This takes us up until 5 p.m. This is showing a little later start. I'm using the rapid refresh model because it does a really good job short term as far as our thunderstorm outlooks are concerned. This takes us to 8, 9, 10 o'clock along that leading edge. That's where we can see the damaging winds, a radar indicated tornado warning. Wednesday, generally between about 6 and 10 p.m. But watch this. It's showing a second line. We have enough energy, so we might have to extend the alert day over into Thursday morning, covering the pre-dawn hours through the morning commute. There's enough energy here to get a second line of showers and storms going during that stretch. So I'll let you just absorb that. Now I'm going to switch over to the graph guidance to show a little earlier solution. I could have flip-flopped these, but now this takes us into Wednesday, acknowledging today a few spotty showers and storms during the afternoon and evening. This is showing some storms in here 2, 3 o'clock. So I think more than likely covering Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night, at least we'd have a severe thunderstorm watch potentially, and then also a tornado watch, which means ingredients are favorable for severe weather. Storm Prediction Center would have the official word. This takes us in Wednesday at 4 or 5. So once it gets the storms in earlier and out quicker, with this solution, it's not showing much as far as a secondary line of showers and storms. So again, we'll see how it plays out, and hopefully there'll be a little more consensus, even though there's not a lot of divergence there with respect to the modeling. Here's a look at our tornado threats. Just a reminder, they're in play for Wednesday, not for today. Now we'll take this full. It's going to be hot. Summer officially starts on Friday. It's going to feel like the middle of summer over the weekend. It's been a while. I think you have to go back to April, where we have a weekend where we were free of clouds, where we had a full sunny weekend. We haven't had any generally since we've got started. If you go back to early May, it started, remember, Derby weekend, with all those conditions where we were dealing with some rain. But as you go forward, we're looking at the heat building in here. And then as we go into, there's a look at the alert day for Wednesday overall. Thursday at 86 is looking a little bit better for Juneteenth. And then as we go into Saturday and Sunday, 92 Saturday and then a 94 on Sunday. So it's going to be hot, and some of this will carry over into next week overall. So I have the comments section here. Good morning, Teresa. Lacey, good morning to you. Let's take a look here. Jessica, I'm ready for some sunshine. We're going to have a lot of sunshine in here as we go through the 7-day forecast. Not today, and then tomorrow we will, but of course we do have that risk for severe weather. I'll just take this full for a second, look at a few more comments. Of course, Mitch and Casey will be up here in a moment. And again, just stay alert, have multiple ways to get warnings on Wednesday overall. And stay tuned. We're going to be back here with Mitch and Casey in a moment.
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
We are back. Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to hit this.
All right. Yeah, we're getting everything adjusted here for our Tuesday streaming show. You guys know the drill. We kind of all hands on deck here in our control room. Let's get our background going. What do you say here?
Shoot.
Well, I mean, we'll get there. Don't worry.
So, for reference,
Suddenly,
this microphone,
it's broken.
I'm holding it. I feel like an MC right now. So
we'll make a call. I blame Jeff Lyons for it. Poor Jeff. He's not here. Okay, here's what's cool about this room is 1 minute we're not in the control room, and now Ladies and
There we go.
gentlemen, we are on set, so it's all interactive here, all hands on deck. You know the drill. Byron kicks things off with a little bit of weather, and then Mitch and I are going to bring you some headlines from this morning's news, and then we're going to kind of wrap things up with just a little fun conversation today. If you're joining us on our Facebook feed, maybe comment and let us know a little bit about where you were on Friday, maybe this week when all of that flooding hit and the storms occurred, just any crazy stories. We've seen a lot of footage from across the tri-state and just some really sights to see out there after all of that took place. Let's get everything set up for our stories. We're going to talk a little bit today about that flooding. We're going to start with the Evansville flood damage, of course. So let's go ahead and rock and roll.
Let's do it.
All
Of
right,
course,
back to our headlines.
It was quite a sight during rush hour on Friday, right? So
Yeah.
heavy downpours wreaking havoc across all of Evansville. That includes neighborhoods in the north side of Evansville, some of which were completely underwater. Here's some video up there on your screen right now. Those who live there say it felt like a normal storm until they realized they'd soon be trapped by the floodwaters there. Now, according to the National Weather Service, the north side received around 4 inches of rain in just a couple of hours there. That, of course, caused roads to become overwhelmed with water in the span of only a couple of minutes. Now, Scott Gary, who you just saw there holding the umbrella in waist-deep water, has lived in that neighborhood for 23 years, and he says it floods every time it rains, but it's never been this bad. He says, of course, reasonably so. It's getting pretty frustrating to deal with.
I've been through a lot of these, but I'm more pissed off, because like I said, you don't know when it's going to stop, and nobody wants their house to be flooded because of the drainage issues. I wish there was something that could be done, but I think I'm out of luck.
He says the floodwaters did not get into his home, thankfully, there, but both of his neighbors just across the street there had several inches of water in their garages. Several cars there were also damaged after attempting to drive through the floodwaters there, so bad news for sure.
Definitely, and kind of keeping things with all of the damage from that flood, let's head over to one of our favorite spots, Burdett Park. Well, the flood cleanup, it continued yesterday at Burdett Park's Aquatic Center. Employees say the heavy rain on Friday flooded the ditches near the family pool, causing mud and rocks to pour into it, unfortunately. And they had the lifeguards there cleaning and prepping the pool ever since then. Officials say this is just the 5th time, get this, Mitch, in the entire history of that pool since something like this has ever happened. Let's hear what they had to say.
I mean, sometimes there's maintenance issues that do come up that set us back, but I've got a great team out here that we kind of just take the punches and then keep on rolling. So, Mother Nature did throw us some curveballs this year, but we just work in the rain, we work in the snow, whatever we got to do to make it happen.
Yeah, so officials say the Olympic pool, spray park, and backwater slides will be back open today. Some good news there. However, the family and kids pool will remain closed today, and of course, we'll let you know once those open back up. So a lot happening over this
No
weekend
doubt.
with our coverage. Great work on our teams out there too. We had, kind of everyone hitting the ground running, getting everything covered from different parts of the area, and thankfully, we just hope you remain safe out there. We do have some more of that weather expected on its way
Right.
this week. So. Switching gears now.
Literally switching gears
Literally.
and talking about things coming this
Pun
week, right?
intended.
So Evansville drivers need to be prepared for big changes coming up here on the Lloyd Expressway this week. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time on 14 News Sunrise. And if you drive in Evansville at all, you've seen the barrels. You know what's going on. There is a full schedule of Lloyd for You work planned, weather permitting there. Crews plan to start constructing 2 displaced left turns at Cross Point and Burkhart. Then, of course, today you cannot turn left from the Lloyd onto northbound Stockwell Road. Important note there, you can't turn left from the Lloyd onto Stockwell. It's, of course, to prepare for tomorrow's opening of that new hybrid displaced left turn. And also on the west side of town, we've got Middle Mount Vernon Road shut down for 2 weeks coming up here. And on Thursday this week, you can also expect closures near Pigeon Creek Bridge as crews out there stripe the new pavements. We'll, of course, have more details on all those traffic changes for you. A lot of words, a lot of roads, all of it's available for you right now on 14news.com.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so just a recap of some of our headlines from this morning's, show on 14 News Sunrise. But again, this is kind of about connecting with you all again. If you weren't able to tune in, maybe you're hanging out with us from the office this morning on your drive in. Hopefully you're paying attention to the road, though, not watching us, but just kind of trying to stay connected. And part of that is we want to talk with you for a little bit now. So towards the end of our live streaming show here with Byron, Mitch, and I, we're going to have a conversation. I did just see a cool comment, of course, from my dad, Scott Mason, who tunes in every day. He did say that today in 1994, millions watched the O.J. Simpson low-speed chase. Was that today, Byron? If you recall, was today the anniversary of that? Yeah, so
Wow.
he says it sounds about right. So, yeah, I was 4
Big
when
day.
that happened, but I mean, that is definitely a moment in history that I'm sure a lot of you can remember. And wild, slow speed chase there. We'll
Yeah.
never forget that white Bronco.
And that of course, if we're just gapping here, kind of talked about launching all those public court cases and kind of the court of public opinion as far as televising trials go and all that. We do that very rarely here at 14 News, but we have done it before, and it's always a big time talker. People in the community, they want to be in the courtroom super bad. They want to know what's going on. Now, not all as high profile as OJ, of course, but yeah, that's definitely something people keep an eye on.
Yeah,
So
maybe
very
we'll
interesting.
start a podcast, from behind the courtroom. So with Mitch and Casey.
Appreciate the shout out, Scott.
Right.
Good call.
Yes.
Good
He always
tidbit there.
comes up with something good to talk about every day. So we'll get him on the show soon. Thanks, Dad, for that one. Let's go to some other comments. So I can't just, always talk about my family
Sure,
on here. We've got, let's see here. Let's see.
Of course, also while you're looking, a big good morning to
Yeah.
all of you who are joining us here. I know we've got about 35 folks on right now. Appreciate it.
Yes.
For those who stick around after Byron, thank you. I know weather's what's cool, but we're here too. We're trying our best.
Giving us some ratings. Let's see. Sabrina Landrum says, good morning. Scott Owen,
Morning.
good morning to you as well. Jessica Lynn Maxville says, I am ready for some sunshine. Me too.
Ditto.
We'll take it. Let's see here. Of course, we got Claire Carter joining us this morning. Hi,
My
Claire.
beautiful, precious wife. Good morning, Claire.
Emily Erickson, of course, our news director, tuning in as well. And she said Casey basically just called Byron old by saying that chase in 1994. I said, Byron, do you remember that? You were, 50 when that?
interrupt the NBA finals.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
Hey, speaking of NBA and stuff, let's recap. Did you watch any games this weekend? I mean, I'm sure you did.
No, too late. I go to bed earlier than that. Obviously, the Pacers, though, looking ahead to hopefully get back there. Game 5. Big one coming up here.
I know. They're keeping us on edge. Come on, guys.
I love a 7-game series, though. I'm hoping that they'll end up playing all 7. That would be great, and that's always fun to kind of come out of the last one. So hopefully they pull it out. Obviously, we're all pulling for the Pacers here at 14 News, and I'm sure most of us in Indiana, so we'll see.
That's right.
Keep an eye on it.
We are a basketball state. We've said it before. So, well, thank you guys for anybody that just even takes the time to just write out good morning. That's really kind of you. We appreciate it. Makes us feel like they're watching us, Mitch.
Yeah, they care a little
That's
bit.
right. They care a little bit about us. Weather mainly, though, but we'll take it. Let's see. Pretty much covered our headlines today. Talked a little bit about where you were during that flooding. I'm glad everyone's staying safe out
doubt.
there. We'll keep you updated, of course, throughout the rest of today. And I think anything else you want to add here on a Tuesday?
I think we're good. I think we wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
And for those of you joining us at 8:30, once again, we'll be here every Monday through Friday. We're in our 2nd week right now. Clearly still working out the kinks.
We're clicking.
So stick by with us, please.
That's right. We're doing our. You were solo yesterday
Yeah.
too. That is not an
about the
easy job.
trenches.
Byron's
Yeah.
like, yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah,
So-
no kidding. But yeah, I think you want to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, of
Let's
course.
do it.
You can join our evening crew. They begin things around 2:30 with a little kickoff of what to expect on this evening's news. So join Jamie and Rob and Arden for some more headlines right here live in our CTV room or whatever room we want to pop up behind us a little bit later today at 2:30. But we will see you back here tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
Sounds good.
All
Take care,
right,
guys.
let's get out of here.